Hello, everybody, and welcome out to episode 84 of the Pod of War Gamescast. I'm your host, Ep84, joined this week by Massive Dash Chris Bengelli
Hello, everyone.
and Xbox Live's CW Lanky.
Hello.
So, boys, it's been another week. We're going to talk
We
about.
survived the monsoon.
We survived the Taunton monsoon. Now we're back to the Taunton desert fucking burning, and God knows what's going on. It's falling apart. Game's gone soft. But enough of that. We've pre-recorded, discussed Pengles' lack of car and my burgeoning driving career, but we won't bore you all with that. All you need to know is that Craig is the designated rally driver, legally and just in general. I think Craig is really going to bring the speed to the roads of Somerset. But let's get to what we like to talk about every single week. It's the rigmarole. It's the housekeeping. What have we bought? What have we been playing? Craig, have you bought anything with a K?
Nothing.
Nothing with a K.
With a K.
With a K.
No, I bought nothing. Although I've not played a great deal compared to the last time I had my week off. I've played a bit more Switch Boys.
Hell yeah.
Mario.
Hey.
I think last time I went on about how I finished it and I was on the bonus levels and a bit hard. I basically did a couple more and then I was like, I'm a bit bored of this. I'm going to try out Bowser's Fury. And that's a bit good, isn't it, boys? The Bowser's Fury.
Yeah, right. That needs to be its own game.
It's actually much better than 3D World. I'm saying it. Much better. I'm enjoying it a lot more. The perspective just works so much better because it's like old school, like over the shoulder, like Mario 64 shit, as opposed to some weird angle and you don't really know where you are and all that. And it's a bit more like a casual, like almost like a collectathon sort of thing. It's kind of like open worldy as well. It's weird.
It's like a weird halfway house between Super Mario 3D World and Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
It reminded me a lot of Sunshine when I played
Yeah,
it.
it's kind of sunshiny. You haven't played Odyssey, have you, Craig?
No.
Oh.
No. But yeah, I'm really enjoying that so far. I think I've done like there's like little like biome areas. I think I've done 2 or 3 of the little biome areas. I don't think it's that long, is it? So, I could probably like just like crack on and finish it fairly soon. But I've been like I've finished a little area and then I like stay in it a bit and try and do more of the shrines and stuff because they are quite fun. But it's not always clear like what it wants you to do or where it wants you to go, which is only probably one slight drawback. You could almost do with like a little to-do list, something like that. Maybe there is one, and I've just not seen it. That's been on the Switch. PlayStation still just exists in limbo.
So how many weeks are we on now? Have you buying that PlayStation and not taking out the box? Because it's
Still a long time.
you've now avoided the day of warranty. If that thing is on fire when you turn it on, I don't really think I can claim responsibility anymore, Craig.
Well, I mean, it did survive the heat wave at this point and the monsoons. So you know, I don't know what comes next. The plague of locusts. Maybe it survived that. But yeah, that's still there. That's still an option. And then I've played more Starfield basically on Xbox. I think I'm like 40 hours in, maybe 41, 42. Still loving it. Still great. Downloaded the patch yesterday. I think it's 2.5 gigs. Yeah, it's not too bad. I think one of the main ones to me is does like some quality of life fixes and some like boost to the frame rates, and I definitely found that quite noticeable. It does seem a lot smoother, especially in like New Atlantis, because that's probably where I found it the most framey. Was just like running and boost packing around New Atlantis, whereas it feels a lot more stable there now. I think I've done the Ranger quests now as well as the UC Vanguard ones. I started the Pirate quests. I've progressed the story a little bit more. I did the companion quest for Sarah, which is actually really good.
Yeah.
I was really not expecting it to be much. I keep on going into these side quests in this game, thinking, oh, this ain't gonna be like much. It'll just be like go where, press some buttons or whatever. And then every time you're like, oh, it's just like big, expansive quests with like lots of storyline and decisions and stuff. And you're like, this is just brilliant. It's incredible. So it makes me want to do more of the companion missions now. So I don't know if I have to like spend more time with them. I don't know if I have to have them like swap them out so that I have them as my like active companion more often. And that's how I'd unlock their missions or something. But I really want to try and get all of them. I basically like I've been playing it like location at a time, so I basically like knocked off a lot of the stuff in New Atlantis. I think I've done a lot of the stuff in Aquila City now. I've still barely touched Neon. I'd probably do that after I've done the pirate missions, I'm going to assume. But yeah, that's just still loving it. Still great shit. I could just see hours are just going to keep on pouring into that game like no tomorrow.
Lovely, Krigo. A very
Yeah,
concise and productive. If you don't like PlayStation Week,
yeah.
bless you. Well, before we get to everyone's main event, which is of course Chris Bengali talking for 47 minutes about some PSP game he's bought,
Plushies and
some
vinyls and
plushies, some
sticks and
body
crap
pillows,
on.
like you know.
I haven't bought plush for a while actually.
But he has
Treat yourself.
bought a body pillow. But before we get to Pengy, we'll talk about me. In terms of purchases, I went to Insane Games in Bridgewater because my partner was getting her lashes and bits and bobs done. You know, God knows what goes on. It was a big gated door she had to break into, so God knows what it was. First of all, Bridgewater's roughing it. Jesus Christ. I hope we've
Yeah,
got some.
you want to bring the old stab vest with you,
Right,
don't you?
I hope we've got some Bridgewater viewers because my God, who hurt you? Like, you know, who hurt you? But anyway, we had Taco Bell. It was lovely. My review, recommend. Come to Taunton, Taco Bell, please. But also, sidetracked, in Insane Games, I did buy a game because I went in there and the little man was there, bless him, and I was like, you know what, I've come in here, I've been stood here for 15 minutes, I've got to buy something. So I bought Diablo 3 on the Xbox for £6, which is incredibly cheap for that game. I already have all the DLC because I bought that in a previous life. So it's one of those I'd like to get back to. It's a good little co-op game as well. But yeah, for £6, I was like, you know what? Even if I just sell this, that's ridiculously cheap for Diablo 3 on the Xbox One. And that is it for purchases. In terms of played, much like the boys, I have played a little bit of Starfield, but it has been a little bit. I've been very busy, very busy, and haven't had a lot of TV gaming time, I think is a way to describe it. But I played a couple more hours of Starfield. Like Craig said, it's just great shit in it. I'm just doing planet by planet, side quest by side quest. I've just about finished the UC Vanguard stuff. I've got a lot of the other ones to do, but I'm just working through Aquila City and New Atlantis and Mars. Really, that's the main bits. I did go to Reach. I don't know if you guys
Nice.
have done that yet, but Reach is in the game. I have been to Reach, as in of the Halo fame, and that was a
Oh,
really
I've been there, yeah.
there you go. That was a really cool.
I usually get there.
That was a really cool experience, just because it's an Xbox Game Studios thing. Like it's really clever. I don't know why there isn't. I don't know. I don't know if there is, but they should have done a Gears one as well. That'd have been cool. But yeah, enjoyed that. That is Xbox. I haven't played anything else on Xbox. Yeah, so there's only a couple of hours of Xbox this week. I've been very busy. It just hasn't really lined up. As for the Switch, no purchases, but quite a lot played. I've played pretty extensively, and for a very brief moment of time, boys, I was the third best in the world at F-Zero
In the
99.
world.
Played a couple hours of that, and I fucking love it. But we will talk about it later on in the show. But yes, really loving F-Zero 99. And I've played some Paper Mario on the Virtual Console shenanigan thing, which I'd started previously, but I just went back to it because of, again, the Direct. And enjoyed just plodding along on that. Still a good game, really good way to play that game. And I really think the NSO games are such good value. Such good value. When you go on there and see what there's actually on there now, and you're like, oh my god, like, I've never properly owned an N64, and bar the wrestling games, almost everything I want to play is on that service for £35 a year. So I'm like, with all the stuff with PlayStation putting their prices up and Xbox getting rid of gold, I think actually Nintendo's online service is pretty good value. But yeah, I played some more Paper Mario. What else have we played? I feel like I played something else on Switch, but it's not coming to me. Maybe a little bit more Dragon Quest. That game's still really good. But yeah, that's really all my gameplay. I haven't played anything on PlayStation, obviously. I turned on my PS TV because I found it. It works. It'll probably get eBayed. I'll actually tell a lie. I did play some original Xbox this week, boys. I did forget. I got it out because I was doing some tidying. Turns out my TV has component input, Craigo. So I can play the old school HD, so to speak, on the original Xbox and the Crystal Xbox. So I did play the first like 3 missions of Halo 1, because I haven't played Halo in a while. and I was like, you know what? Let's see how this is different to the MCC version, and it's not massively different, to be fair. Yeah, still a great game. Like Halo was great at the time, and 22 years later, it is still pretty good. But yeah, that is the extent of my video gaming this week.
Nice.
Not bad at all. Pengy, this is what the people want. What have you bought? What have you played in as concise a way as you can do it?
So on PlayStation, I bought nothing, played nothing.
God,
On Nintendo,
the PlayStation
bought
streak,
nothing.
by the way, Pengy, must be pretty high now.
So on Nintendo, I've played nothing, bought nothing on Nintendo. On
Okay.
other, I've played nothing and bought nothing.
Wow.
Fucking hell. What's going on?
On Xbox, I've bought 2 games, and they were 2 original Xbox games, and that's Red Faction 2 in Ninja Gaiden Black,
Okay.
which are backwards compatible with
They
the
are
Xbox
really good
One
games.
and the Series X. And Series S if you buy digital versions, but obviously I got physical. So yeah,
Lovely.
Yeah,
Have
so
you
you got
played
that.
either of those games, Pengy?
I've played them both back in the day. I've even finished the Ninja Gaiden. So you know, if someone comes on it,
You
if you
finished Ninja Gaiden? Fuck that.
yeah, yeah, you need to get good with your Dark Souls. I'm like, go play Ninja Gaiden and then come
Ninja
back.
Gaiden is available on Game Pass, I believe, currently. So
Mm,
the updated remaster, of course.
yeah,
Those games are fucking brutal.
They're really
Seriously.
good though, because
mm,
I finished 2 and 3. Well, 2 and Razor's Edge. I've never finished 1, but I love those games because those games are like the difference between, say, Devil May Cry and Dark Souls. It's the Devil May Cry isn't really good unless you play on a harder difficulty. Isn't really a good analogy, but like it is literally just be good at the game. It's not even a case of it being like balls hard to control or like weirdly like cryptic. It's just like, oh no, like if you get hit, you die, so don't get hit. It's kind of the way to play it. It's like such good games. I wish they still made Ninja Gaiden games because I think they'd be even more popular now than they were back in the day. If I'm honest.
mm. Yeah, most probably. So that's my purchases on the Xbox platforms. It's those 2. So then played. I also played more Starfield, and I have finished Starfield because I have the achievement for finishing the story, which you only get once you've done something. So remember that you don't actually get sort of thing. I've also done all 4 faction quests. I did Sarah's companion quest, like Craig, and I also got Barrett's companion quest, and I never took him with me once. So I got his, but I never
Ooh,
got
interesting. Okay.
what's the other woman's name?
Andrea.
Andrea.
Andrea. I never got hers, but I did use her for a companion at one point, and she disliked everything I did. So I'm thinking that's why I've not got hers, because everything I did she disliked. And I guess Barrett liked whatever I was doing, something. So I did have his as well. Um, yeah, I think because you get all the actual. Because I played a little bit more after I finished the game to get like the achievement for 300 kills of humans. Because it was like 270 something. If you go in the menus, you get like there's loads of stats. Like I think I've done like 67 or something side quests and all like the main quests. Because obviously you got the activities and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess the difference is even though I've played a lot of it, 45 hours, done the side quest, I've gone from like instead of doing planet to planet, doing like, all right, we're gonna do all this pirate, and then let's do all the vanguard, and just rate like sort of through like, and if any picked up with the activities or like the companions, got them done. So that was Starfield. And I may play a little bit more after the ending, but I'm not 100% sure if I will or not. So that was that. Then I played a really random one, and you may have both seen it. And I played this because there was a because True Achievements has like they have goals every month. Are they called goals? Or, no, they're called
Targets.
targets. Oh, yes, you have targets every month, and one of them to get the gold medal in the target was to get 15 achievements in the educational and trivia category or
Oh
genre
no.
category on Xbox. So I played some not Wheel of Fortune, Family Feud.
Wow.
Yeah, where I got 18 achievements. So I got the gold medal just from that one game,
Oh,
and
Pengy.
got like
Did
500 and
did you
something.
win the Family Feud? Was the Chris
And
McYelly name
yes,
victorious?
Did you?
yes. Well, you got I got the achievement for beating all four other teams. Because there's four. There's an easy team, medium team, a hard team, and a very hard team.
I'm so proud of you, Chris.
Did you buy this or did you do it via Ubisoft
Yeah.
Plus?
So I did this through Ubisoft
Okay.
Plus. So talking of Ubisoft Plus, another game I played, it launched in Ubisoft Plus on day one, and that's the Crew Motorfest. And in Ubisoft Plus, there's also the Ultimate Edition of that game. But I actually didn't start playing some of it until yesterday, which I've done. It's very Forza-like. So if you played Forza, you get like different sort of scenarios and like missions and stuff like that. This is the Volkswagen and like missions, and you get stuff around Volkswagen. So so far, I've done the Japanese playlist in the Crew, where you obviously like drive Japanese cars. You got to like there's a drift race and all that stuff, and then I've moved on to like the Hawaii scenic thing, and you got to do a certain amount of like them to unlock the big thing at the end. Like yeah, Forza, that seems pretty good so far, but it does feel like a budget Forza. If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I saw
Yeah,
a review of this where they were talking about this and saying how much it is like Forza, and then
yeah, it's
they kept flicking over to Forza Horizon 5 footage, and I was like, "Fuck me, that looks so much better."
Yeah.
mm,
It's like you forget like when you don't play that game for a while, you forget how good it looks and that, and you're like, "Holy
Well,
shit!" Like
yeah.
the difference is like, and the Crew Fest looks good. Like I'm not saying it looks bad or anything, but like Christ,
mm.
the difference in quality is crazy.
It,
Yeah, it's just like it's
it's
yeah.
the power of a game being a platform exclusive, isn't it? Like it just
Mm.
only has to
Oh yeah,
work
the
on
difference in
Xbox.
budgets, I'd imagine,
Yeah.
is insane.
Yeah, but it's still it's still a good game. It's just it's own brand tomato sauce against like Heinz tomato sauce or something. It's still it's not quite.
Still tomato sauce, but it's not
Yeah,
quite as
Yeah,
nice.
it's a good
yeah,
analogy, Penguin. I like that.
Pengy
yeah,
loves his
uh,
sauce.
yeah.
Yep.
And one other game I've been playing a little bit on the Xbox because it came on Game Pass and sort of day one on Game Pass is day one on Xbox. It just launched on Switch as well. It's been a PlayStation exclusive. It feels like 2 or 3 years, surprisingly. And that's Solar Ash, published by Annapurna, which I've done like the first two zones, I guess you would call them, sort of thing. It reminds me weirdly of Journey and Shadow of the Colossus, which Dave will hate.
I will.
And does.
Because he does, yeah. Because when you're moving around, you like surf sort of thing, but you're going through like clouds and that, so it does look a little bit like when you journey through the sand and stuff like that. And then where it reminds you of Shadow of the Colossus is you got to get stuff. There's a little bit more gameplay in this Shadow of the Colossus where you got to do something beforehand. But I fought a boss, for instance, in the first zone, and it's very Shadow of the Colossus, like the boss sort of thing, like with the points and stuff that you gotta hit on the boss and that. And I've just unlocked the boss on the second like zone, and that seems to be the same sort of thing of that. So yeah, it's a good Game Pass title. I was surprised it's actually being like exclusive to PlayStation for as long as it does. It looks, it's got interesting art style, so I guess it would still look pretty decent on Switch because of the colors and that. It won't look like Mortal Kombat One does on the Switch due to the art style and that like that. But it is a weird one. Like it's Annapurna, and do you remember the Pathless, which I own? Remember, I bought it for like 90p when I bought my PS5. Like, they look pretty similar. They're both Annapurna. They were both PlayStation exclusives for like ages, and yeah, just a bit of a weird one.
It was announced for Game Pass ages ago, wasn't it? It took a long
Mm,
time to come onto the service.
mm. Yeah, it came out like onto Game Pass like the day after I finished Starfield. I was like, yeah, that's a good game to play after Starfield, like a 5 hour indie Game Pass title. Yeah, that will be good. And like I said, I've done two like zones already, so I feel it's going to be what 3, 4 zones, and then that'd be the game done. And bit of cruise, bit of second racing game. Can't go wrong with
Indeed.
that. Mm.
Oh, if that's everything, Pengy, we will move on to
Yeah.
the topic of the show. Tots, 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 tots. So, much like waiting for a bus, you wait for
Hmm.
a showcase and then to arrive at once, Pengy.
Yes, they do.
So we're going to talk about them both. There was a Nintendo Direct and there was a PlayStation State of Play. No more Xbox. We've had all our Xbox chat for the day,
No,
so we can
yes,
so we
but
can
there is
put
an Xbox show on Friday.
there is, but for now we can put our Xbox hats away and we'll bring them back next week. So let's start at the beginning, Pengy. Let's start with the Nintendo Direct. I believe you have a list.
Hmm.
So actually before we get actually, Pengy, I've lost my own thought here. Before we do anything else, Starfield out of 10 as you finished it.
I'm going to give it a 9.25.
Okay, lovely. Right, Nintendo Direct, Pengy. Let's start.
Mm. And it started with Splatoon 3 Side Order DLC coming spring 2024.
So Splatoon roguelike, Pengy. How do you feel?
You said the words rogue and light, and I've checked totally out.
As you should as well.
Yeah, you're
Hmm.
correct too. It's funny because I haven't played any Splatoon 3 yet, unbelievably, considering how much I played the first two. But I just feel like Splatoon's kind of got to a point where I'm like, there's too much Splatoon now. Can we maybe tone down the Splatoon for a little bit?
And then we get Splatoon 4 as like a launch game or something for the NGS, and I'm like, oh, there we go.
Indeed. But yes, we're not interested. Next one, Pengy.
We're getting a remake of a GBA game, and that's Mario vs. Donkey Kong, coming the 16th of February.
Yeah, very strange series, the Mario versus
Mm.
Donkey Kong minis series, little puzzle games. I thought it looked okay. Bit generic, but I thought it was fine. Craigo, as you're the new to Mario, what do you think?
Nah,
Not for you?
nah. I didn't wow me. I'll be honest with you. I feel like there's a million and one more exciting Switch games out there that I could be playing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hmm.
fair enough.
Especially February is quite getting quite packed.
As it always does every year now.
Mm. um, to see if this was reasonably priced, I would be keen. But I believe it's 50, 40 or 50 quid. So no, that's the answer on that. Then we got Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, which
This
we
game
know
looks bloody good, doesn't it? Christ.
it does.
Yeah, I think it looks really positive.
Hmm.
Even on the Switch, it looked like it was actually doing well.
It did. I know. I think they said they were targeting like 60 frames for even for the Switch version and stuff like that. So should be all good. I will be playing that through
That's
Ubisoft
January as
Plus.
well, isn't it?
18th of January. That one.
Hell yeah.
Can't wait.
Then we got it came out right there and then Horizon Chase 2.
It looks pretty good to be honest with you, but just lost in a sea of other games, isn't it? Really, a game like that.
Mm.
Was this a racing game?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, nah.
Nah. Yeah, you haven't played Horizon Chase 1 to keep up with the story.
No.
No.
I have played Forza Horizon though, is that the same?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Then we got Super Crazy Rhythm Castle coming the 14th of November. It's coming to all platforms, but it was showed here.
So that's a name in it they've picked.
Mm.
Some random words they've just plucked out of the air.
Yeah, this is from Konami, and it's like a music party game, and it shows some Castlevania in there as well. Something I thought it actually looked quite good, and I believe it's 35 quid, so that's just a little bit budgety. But yeah, it's coming like mid-November. I don't know when is COD in November. I feel like I would be playing COD or some. Imagine what you're playing COD and Super Crazy Rhythm Castle. What a mixture!
I
We've
did.
got like Mario RPG remake in November
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
Persona Tactica in
yeah.
November, so
Yeah, there's plenty of video games to be played.
Mm,
that isn't that, yeah.
yeah. Then we got Spy and Operation Memories, which is in the Spy family.
Yeah,
Um,
not for me that one. Bit too anime schoolgirly for me, Peggy. I mean, it's obviously right up your street.
It looked
I
very anime school going. It looked very budget as well. I thought, Christ.
mm, I've not even watched Spy Family. I've heard Spy Family is really good, but I've not even watched it. So
Well, that's an endorsement for everyone, isn't it? If Pengles hasn't bothered to watch the weird anime.
Yeah.
Okay.
then we got some new footage of Super Mario RPG, which is the 17th of November. Yeah, so forget Super Crazy Castle. This is like yeah,
Looks great. It's pre-ordered. Can't wait.
It's gonna get
that
me points on fantasy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be great.
mm, that will be great indeed. Then we got one that I'm excited for, and about two other people, and that's another Code Read collection coming the 19th of January,
Yeah. Absolutely not, Pengy.
which
Absolutely
brings
not.
a DS and a Wii game together in one collection remade.
It's like a point and click adventure
Mm,
sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. The DS game's great. I've never played the Wii one, even though I believe I own the Wii one, but I've never played it. So yeah, I am excited about that.
Lovely.
And just looked like a step up as well, especially seeing like it was on the DS and all that. Then we got Princess Peach Showtime, and she's coming 22nd of March, obviously 2024. This is looking pretty good with Peach like changing costumes and stuff to get different powers.
Yeah, I thought it looked okay. I think we need to see more gameplay to really
Mm,
understand what type of game it is. But it's not really for me. I think it's a bit on the other scale. But it's good to see more non-Mario games, right? So
mm.
um,
Yeah. Is this one for you, Pengy? Have you?
Yeah, I'm excited for Princess Peach. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Then we got the Square Enix game Saga Emerald Beyond.
yeah, not
God, that's
okay.
a generic name, and
Yeah.
I can't even remember what this was. God, Square Enix really just pumped these shit out. Like,
Hmm.
what was this? Just, I guess, a generic JRPG, I'm assuming.
It's in the Saga series, which is
Uh,
not a very good game. Like it's like their worst series. You know, it'd be like Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, Star Ocean, Nier. This would be like right down the bottom, like or series. I don't know how they still sell the games. There's like
they
27
probably
of them.
don't, Chris. This is probably the thing. This is
Yeah.
what Square Enix do, isn't it? They churn out these games that no one seems to buy. It's very
Mm,
odd.
mm. Yeah, but at least I don't know a series that doesn't sell. Well, it must do. I don't know. It looked really low budget as well. Sort of thing. And you got like the seven characters and all that sort of thing, which is typical in the Saga game. And like in this one, you got like a singer that's now a robot or something. Yeah, it didn't look good. It's a Square Enix game that I don't even think I will buy. So that
Damning.
tells you that. Yeah. Yes. Then we got Tomb Raider 1 through 3 remastered, starring Lara Croft, coming the
That's
14th of
random, isn't it?
February.
People are going to
Very
be
random.
very disappointed by that collection
Hmm.
because it's going to control like the old Tomb Raider games.
Oh, it's going to be so dated, I
It's going
imagine.
to be horrendous. But there we go.
Hmm. I think it's 25 quid
It's currently
price wise.
25. It's 10% off to pre-order, I believe.
Doesn't seem like price wise doesn't seem too bad, but yeah, I do think it will aged pretty sort of badly, especially that you can flick between the graphic styles of the old one and the new one. So I'm thinking like control improvements and that aren't going to be fantastic if you can just play it like as it was.
But
Then
new
we got,
games, isn't it? It's about new games.
and then we got another look at Detective Pikachu Returns.
This looks terrible, doesn't it?
I think it looks really bad. It really does. It doesn't. They don't show it in like a enticing way. Anytime they show it, it's just like a weird. It's like the same trailer from like a different perspective every time, and you're
Yeah.
like, yeah, we get it. Pikachu talks. You're looking for Harry, but
Mm,
obviously we've all seen the film because if you've got any interest in Detective Pikachu, you've seen the film, so you kind of already know where the story's going because you're going to watch the Ryan Reynolds film. You're not going to be that interested about the 3DS game that came out in Japan, are you? So yeah, I don't know. I mean, Pokemon fans will buy it because they'll buy anything, but at Pengy. But yeah,
You say that, but I never bought Mystery Dungeon on Switch. So,
yeah, but that's one. How many of the other Pokemon spin-off games did you buy? All of them?
no, I didn't buy Pokemon on
Did
Switch.
you play it on Wii U?
Yes.
Well, there you go then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I presume you're going to get Detective Pikachu, Pinky,
Oh yes, I will get Detective Pikachu.
and I assume
Plus,
you will not, Craig.
No.
mm, yes. I believe it's 35 quid for a Nintendo first party game. That is good.
It's 2 months,
Is it?
2 months of
Is that
Ubisoft
good?
plus some change, Pengy.
Mm-hmm.
Is it bad game? Cheap? Good? I don't know whether that is. Pangles.
I don't know because it just seems like that's 35 quid and it's a new
You,
game.
but the problem is, Pengy,
Uh,
is you look at it in the Pengals view. It's not 35 quid for Pengals because you're going to buy it, finish it, and sell it for 30. You'll probably try and
mm,
get it for 30, some sort of weird ass website,
mm,
pengalsdodgydeals.co.org, and then you'll sell it on for the same. So that's the truth. For the average
mm.
person, I just don't think you could
No,
justify £35 for it.
I just like comparing it to Mario Donkey Kong was I know it's a remake, but it's a GBA game that's like 40,
Mm,
50 quid.
I
It's a
think
brand new game,
I
thirty
think I
five.
would rather play Mario and Donkey Kong personally.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so.
but this has a talking Pikachu that drinks coffee, so you know.
Fair enough. What was next, Pinky?
Trombone Champion is out now.
What a pull this
Mm.
game is. One, hilarious. If you haven't seen Trombone Champ, it's hilarious. And two, they've added really strange controls to it, which makes it more hilarious.
I especially like the in trend of the IR sensor
Oh,
that makes your
it's
hand backwards and
genius. It's
forwards.
idiot
Yeah.
genius. I love it. Up the devs.
It did look great. This looked fantastic.
It's one of those games. If I still lived with like 4 or 5 of my friends, or I'd like partied, like friends, like like I lived in some sort of house and and I had friends over all the time. That's a game I'd buy because it's like a couple of drinks. That game would be stupid fun, like kind of like an old like Guitar Hero type of game, but even stupider. Like, yeah, I think it could be a fun time. I don't think it's that expensive either.
And I think it's like 14 quid or
Yeah, I mean,
something
if
around
it's
that.
anything under
Lovely.
20, then yeah, you can't go wrong for that personally.
Mm. Then we had something called Battle Crush, which I don't even remember.
No, I don't remember either, so we're gonna skip right over that.
Then we had Bortels, which feels like they've just put in this because of Baldur's Gate, and I'm like, what can we get that looks a bit like Baldur's Gate? Oh yeah, that'd do. Put that in.
And again, I blacked out because I have no memory of that whatsoever.
Mm. Yeah.
Same.
Then we got Contra Operation Galuga, which
God,
is a
it looks
remake.
awful.
Which is really strange. 'Cause it's from Way Forward.
But I don't know why, because that's the second Contra game where they've used like a weird 3D model, but like really low quality 3D model like art style. When like
Mm,
if you put the original NES game up against it, like the NES game literally looks better. Like it literally got uglier in 30 years. Like I don't get it. Like just let Contra die if you're not going to bother putting any money into it. You know what I mean?
mm, yeah.
But yeah, really
Well, just
strange.
let it die anyway. I feel.
Well, it's a fun co-op game. Like it really is, like an arcadey shooter. Like it's fun, but like God, if you're gonna do it, do it. Don't just like half-ass it, because no
Mm,
one's gonna buy it, are they? Like,
yep.
just why?
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 What people will buy, cool, massive das, is Unicorn Overlord. They may have a silly name,
Stupid name,
but
but a
mm,
really good collaboration from Atlas and Vanillaware, and it is coming to everything, so including Xbox.
mhm.
So it's one of those, and this is call me conspiracy Dave, but is there many Atlas published games nowadays that haven't been on Game Pass? So it's like,
The Metaphor Zone, whatever, was not announced for Game
okay,
Pass, which
Penguin has
is
to pull one
quite
out of
good.
nowhere, but like Catherine is probably the
But
only big
it's
one that isn't.
yeah. But I don't think that's on. Is that even on Xbox,
Yeah,
Catherine?
Catherine was on 360 when it came out.
I meant the remake.
Yeah, full body is,
Uh,
but Yeah, so I mean, my sneaky suspicion is it will come to Game Pass, but I think it actually looks pretty good. Vanillaware has a very interesting art style, and Atlas make excellent video games. So low key, this is one I might pick up if I again am in a place in my life where I'm playing video games a couple hours a week,
They
or
do
I'm
get a
taking a
date
lot of
of
holidays,
8th of March.
which is my birthday. So I could very well be my birthday present
You
to
could
me.
ask for a unicorn
Yeah, I
overlord
will
for your
turn to
birthday.
my girlfriend who's sporty and attractive and go, "Oh, can I have Unicorn Overlord for my Switch for my birthday, please?" Probably not the move I'm gonna make. Probably just gonna
It
ask
could
for
Take the
something
pervert
normal.
gel, I think, there, Dave.
Right.
could get announced for Game Pass on Friday. I feel
Maybe.
this is the sort of game that they will possibly announce at that showing.
I
But
hope
then
so.
they had but then they had like trailers go up afterwards on the Xbox account and the PlayStation account for this game, and obviously it doesn't mention Plus or Game Pass or
Yeah,
any
but
of
we'll
that.
see.
So
We'll see with the old TGS shenanigans on Friday.
mm.
But yeah,
Then we got Luigi's Mansion 2 HD coming summer 2024.
it's a yes for me. I love those games. Still need to play the third one. Second one was great on 3DS, so quite happy to play it again. Kind of wish they'd
Yeah,
put one on Switch when they did the 3DS port, if I'm honest with you, because I think
Mm.
actually one is the best game in its own weird way. But yeah,
Yeah.
looks good. I really want to play Luigi's Mansion 3 on the Switch eventually.
it's probably the best looking Switch game.
There you go.
3. It probably like it's weird. You don't expect it, and then you put it, especially in an OLED. I imagine it looks even better. But yeah, good series.
Mm. Then we got the new Nintendo Museum will be open March 2024.
I'm not even joking. Me and my girlfriend have talked about going to Japan to go to Nintendo World. So if we can add Nintendo Museum in there as well, I'm having a whole ass Nintendo time.
Keeping with Nintendo time, coming 3rd of November is the Zelda and Ganondorf amiibo from Tears of the Kingdom.
That's a no for me. All my
It's a
amiibos
yes for
have
me.
been sold, so
And then we got even more exciting amiibo news. Sora is finally coming in 2024, so that is exciting times.
well, maybe they'll
And
put the non-cloud versions of those games onto Switch too.
and then there was even more amiibo coming 19th of January is Noah and Mio from Xenoblade Chronicles 3. They're getting amiibo as well. So all the amiibo
Craig's
Penguins.
blacked out at this point.
Yeah, this is just Penguins pumping money into nothing. At this point.
Yeah, it's tat for the tat god. That is for Pengu.
Oh yeah. Then we got Bandle Tell, a League of Legends story.
So that was the better looking one, right? The better art style.
No, no,
No,
I don't think so. No, I don't know. I think
is it the
someone's
the cutesy little one or the one
Mm.
that's the ice monster?
There's the cutesy little one that looks very purple from the
Yeah,
looks.
I thought that looked okay. I mean, they really are pumping out these League of Legends side games, and this is the
Oh
third
yeah.
and fourth one.
Mm.
Ruined King's really good. I have not played any of the other ones, and the fighting game is the one I'm looking forward to.
That does go Project L, I
Hmm.
believe it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does
And
anything
this
for
is
you, Craigo?
I
it's a
can't remember what it
crafting
was.
RPG, if you wanna
Yeah,
know.
not quite farming, but we're almost there.
Yeah. And then we got Song of Nunu, Legend, another League of
Yeah, the
Legends
song of
story
Nunu,
game.
little Nula bear. The song of Nunu.
Yeah.
So Pete will buy that. Our friend
Yeah.
Pete for his girlfriend.
That one looks quite
The
good because
Nunu.
that looks like it's a bit of a platformer game. So, yeah.
Yeah,
We
it
don't
looked
know
okay.
much.
It's one
We
of
don't
those.
know much about League of Legends.
I mean, that the Netflix show was pretty good.
Yeah, I know that was
So
good. Isn't like Jinx like the most popular character?
yeah,
So
but
why
because
hasn't
it's
she got her game?
because she's the most popular character because she's like a borderline. Well, it's a borderline teenage girl in skimpy clothing and blue hair.
Yeah,
So
there's a reason for this here, Chris
it's
Penguin.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
perverts.
know
It's
I
it's
wouldn't.
perverts like you,
I know.
Pengy.
I know
Yeah.
there's a reason she's a bit like a Harley Quinn or something like that.
I mean, she's a
But if you're
literal
gonna make,
rip off of Harley Quinn, isn't she? If we're being
yeah,
honest.
but if you're gonna make a surely a side story game, surely you'd make one about
Oh,
her,
it'll
and then it would
happen.
sell really well.
Yeah, they'll make one. They'll have a deal. So Netflix makes
Because I
publishes
have no
games. So
idea
they'll
who
do a
Nunu is.
they'll
Or
do a they'll do a deal with
Tell
Netflix, Pengy.
Bandle Tell thing is.
But anyway,
Yeah.
League of Legends are out from Pengy
And
aside because
in
he
like
doesn't
wasn't
play
like
League of Legends.
and then like what in isn't there a little bear called Temo or Timo or something like that? Like, where's their game? Like, I know,
Is that
no,
not
if
Team
I
Fight
know these
Tactics?
characters, no, I don't know. And then we got very well Move It, 3rd of November.
Looks great. Again, I fall back to my trombone champ analogy. If I had friends that came round into a house that I owned regularly, I would buy WarioWare Smooth Move It because it's just a sequel to Smooth Moves and is a hilarious fun time at a party. But yes, if you're gonna buy a WarioWare game and you have no friends, that's not the one to buy.
It's got story mode though from the
Yeah,
first
but you're gonna. I mean,
version.
I mean, if you're gonna get it, Pengy, I would demand there's a camera in your room and you wiggle around with your little Joy-Con for us all. I think that's where the money is.
No, 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 and do that. And then we got a new trailer, or as a date trailer for 23rd of April of Udian Chronicles 100 Heroes.
This has been like a thing for ages. I feel like this
Yeah.
game's just been around. This is like, is this coming Game Pass day one as well?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have high hopes for this, to be honest.
No, I think Suikoden's okay. So it's like this has been a spiritual sequel. The like weird side hack and slash game wasn't very good. So I'm a little less excited for it, but again, it's coming to Game Pass, so
And I get my copy because I remember I backed it on Kickstarter.
of course
Which
you did,
means you're
Pengy.
never gonna play it.
Yeah. At Shemu3.
hmm Then we got Eastwood Octopia DLC coming winter 2023, which is a little farming sim DLC.
I haven't played Eastwood, but the people that have seem really excited for this, so fair play to them.
I've got a physical copy of the game that I've not
Of
played.
course.
So,
I mean, it's just standard Pengy, really.
yeah. Then we got a trailer for Wargroove 2 coming the 5th of October, and it's a Switch console exclusive.
Good.
Huge.
The first game is good, but it's again another one of those games. There's just lots of games like it, isn't there? So
Mm. Let's talk Advance Wars to play. No. What
yeah, you
Advance
got
Wars
two
to play?
Advance
You're
War
never
games, and you
playing
got Fire
Advance
Emblem
Wars.
DLC. Like, there's just too many games.
Then we got. I think this actually could be low key the biggest game in the thing due to how highly rated it has been this year, and that's Dave the Diver coming 26th of October.
Yep, and has a demo on.
hmm
People love this game on Steam, so it's really cool to see it come to Switch.
Indie trash, am I right?
Oh, but will I pay money for it? I mean, it's got my name in it, so that tempts me. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to pay for it, am I? But it's if you like indies and you play Switch, I think it's a good one.
Yes. Then we got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass Wave 6 show coming holiday 2023 with the 4 new characters.
Funky
Last
Kong
wave?
is back.
Mhm.
It is the last wave, yeah. So we'll have 8 more tracks. I think they showed 1 track, maybe, or did they show 2? I think
Yeah, I think
they just showed the
is it
Daisy track
Daisy? Yeah.
from DS, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe even Wii. But yeah, I mean, it's more Mario Kart. Give it to me. Into my veins. I will play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe until Mario Kart 9 launches with the new console.
And you can now play as Funky Kong.
The Funkmeister General is back.
Mm. That gets you also.
Oh, and
And
Diddy
they
Kong.
also weirdly because I watched to kind of find the reactions. So they obviously watched the American stream. In the UK stream, there's a physical code in a box coming for the DLC
There
available
is.
for Starfield. We
Yeah.
bought, which has got some stickers and that. And then in Japan, they're getting a re-release with the actual game and all this together. Like it's got like a Super Mario. It's like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Ultimate Edition or something it's called in there. So there is versions coming with all the content and that, so they can sell even more Mario Kart 8 somehow.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Then we got Among Us Fungal Map, which is coming October 2023. If you're
It's
playing Among Us,
not for us, it's for the kids, but good
Mm.
stuff anyway.
And then there's one more game, which is Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door remake.
Well, yeah, I'm sure there was a Mario Wonder trailer at some point. But
yeah, they did a
I did a direct last
scissor
week,
roll.
didn't they? But
They did the scissor roll, didn't they?
yeah, that's going to be my game of the year. But yes, Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door is back. I feel very justified in selling my GameCube copy for well over £100 not too long ago, so I can replay. I can actually finish. I never finished Thousand Year Door, but yeah, everyone says this is the best one, so
It's the best one.
It's weird that they're putting it out so close to the Mario RPG remake, isn't it?
I mean,
Well,
it
this
just
says
says 24,
2024.
doesn't it? Right. So
Oh, is it?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay,
So it
that
could
makes
be a
sense.
year apart. I doubt it's gonna be a year apart because then
Is
you
this
think the
a
Switch being
remake or a remaster?
It's a
remake.
remaster. Is it? It looks like a
Ooh.
remaster to me.
Ooh,
Mm,
it's a decision here. I was about to say because this could be a fantasy critic pick up here.
mm.
Ooh,
I think it will
interesting.
count
If it
because
counts, it's a guaranteed like 85, guaranteed. People love this game. Like people are like, this is the one that you should play. I really like the first one, which again, like I said, I'm playing at the minute, and I think that's a great game. That's not been touched at all. So, enhanced version of this would be great. So yeah, cool, exciting times.
it is exciting times. Yeah, I don't know actually. There was because I somehow missed F-Zero 99, even though
Even
it's
though,
not
yeah,
on it.
so I can come out now and say, as I mentioned, I played it earlier. The best game I've played from this so far. Obviously, there's a few shadow drops, but that was the one I got. It was free. The NSO really shouldn't work, but it does. Like it is so fun. They've got like a really cool structure where you have to earn tickets through levels to then enter the Grand Prix mode, which is a couple times a day, and it's like this not all the time. There's like half an hour periods, and that really boosts your rank, and you try different things, and you get really cool unlockables for the different uh what's the like, races, I guess, different ships. That's the way to do it. And like, yeah, it's if this is the soft reboot of F-Zero, it's a really fun sort of like half an hour here and there, like racing multiplayer game. Like it's really good. If you like F-Zero, I really do recommend it. I was a little bit worried it would control identically to the original F-Zero, but it really doesn't. They've added some like modern touches, like a boost mode and all this kind of stuff. So I think it's a pretty fun time for a Switch game, and is ridiculously pretty on OLED because it's all like enhanced pixels, if that makes sense. Like it's HD pixels is the way to
Mm,
explain it. But yeah, love it.
excellent. But yeah, that was Nintendo Direct, which was the, there's a lot I will play in there and buy. Like weirdly, didn't think you two were that excited about, but like the Princess Peach game's most probably the one I'm most excited about because it's a like I've played Paper Mario,
Yeah,
sort of thing. Where it's an actual new game. Like Luigi Matches 2, I've played on a 3DS, and it's just a HD version of that. Unicorn Overlord, I guess, would be the one, with Peach sort of thing, because it's a new game. It's 8th of March, not that long away, sort of thing.
yeah, it's a
But
tough one
then
because
obviously for you, Craig,
it's
it's all new.
yeah, it's the end of the Switch as well, right? So like
Mm,
they're saving some of the newer games, but I think personally for me, I haven't played as many of those games as you have, Chris. Like I'm pretty excited for a large amount of it. There was a lot of tat, which is probably what would bring a score down for me, but like I'm excited to play Paper Mario. I'm excited to play Mario RPG. I'm excited to play Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. I'm excited to play Mario Wonder. Like I'm enjoying F-Zero 99. Like there's some good stuff there for me. Um, Without having the big hitters, like there was no Zelda, there was no Metroid, there was no Pokemon really. Like you know what I mean? So
mm.
how about I suppose we've got to go the scores on the doors out. If we doing out of five, so we do for showcases.
Do
Yes,
it.
that's what I need to do.
Pengi, you go first because you're always the most harsh.
I'm gonna give it a 2.5 out of 5.
Wow, 2.5. Any particular reason why it got such a low score?
Like I said, it was just mainly remakes and remasters, isn't it?
It's fair. For me, it's a 3.5 because the stuff I wanted to play was there, but there was too much indie trash, which probably stopped it getting a 4 because I just
It was
got bored.
literally like 3 indie games
And they were
for
all trash, and I didn't. And it's like when I say indie trash, I also mean
one.
like weird Square Enix trash and like
Okay,
League of Legends
Square,
trash.
I
Like
wouldn't
I
say
just.
Square Enix and like
But
indie.
good to see Tomb Raider back. Good to see Paper Mario back. Good to see Mario RPG. Like the games I'm most excited for are games that were in that showcase. So how about you, Craig?
Uh, I'll give it a three. I'll go in between you two.
Nice.
I think there's a lot of tie in there, wasn't there? And
Hmm.
going through that list, the amount of games I was like, I can't even remember what the fuck this was. Which obviously they left that little impression of me.
Mm,
But obviously the big hitters they showed look good. Um, again, I feel like I say the same thing every Nintendo Direct. A lot of remakes and remasters and re-releases, isn't it? Christ.
Yeah, but this is the crime with the lack of backwards compatibility. Like it's
Yeah.
the reason I think us as Xbox players are so like I don't know, like remakes kind of don't mean anything to us because like like for example, like the Red Dead Redemption remaster coming to Switch and well not even a remaster port coming to PS4 and Switch, we don't care. We've been able to play that on the 360 backwards compatible for the last like 10 years. So we're like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But yeah,
like, and it's only sort of three, like Luigi Mansion. I guess it's going from 3DS to Switch
yeah,
just
there's
being in like HD now.
yeah,
You
there's
know,
no way to
like
buy Luigi's
we
Mansion
would get
2, is there?
excited.
That's the thing.
We would get excited for Gears of War 2 remake, like a full Unreal Engine 5 or something.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
and it's
It's not like
and
that.
again, it's a
But not
different
we.
thing because of
Yeah.
Game
Oh,
Pass as well.
here's Gears of War 2 HD. I'm like, or
Yeah.
4K or something. I'm like
Yeah,
that wouldn't be exciting. Like, so why is Luigi Mansion 2 exciting? Yeah, sort of thing.
yeah, it's tough because then it's like it can be double standard. Those like if they turn around and go, oh, here's Wind Waker HD again, like I know you'd be like, oh yeah, day one.
Yeah, like,
So it's
and Chris,
like
why do you own 5 copies of
yeah,
Wind
like
Waker?
this is I think the problem with like with well, Nintendo is really bad right anyway just because they are the nostalgia games. Because if they turn around and go, oh, we're literally just porting Pokemon Red and Blue and Yellow to NSO, I would have played that. I would have played and finished those games already because
Mm.
the nostalgia is so strong. But yeah, but yes. Anyway, we've got one more thing to talk about before we end the show. So let's
Yes.
get to the PlayStation State of Play.
Yeah.
Pengy, fire away.
Okay. Actually, I don't think this is in order, so I'm gonna go backwards from the list. So, Roblox is coming to PS5 and PS4, 10th of October.
Was that, did you
The
say
money
Rope?
printer, isn't it?
Is that not already
Mm-hmm.
on there? It's been on Xbox
Nope.
for ages.
Nope. It's been an Xbox exclusive for ages.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, again, not
Um.
for me, but carry on.
Yeah. So, like Ray says, it's gonna be a money maker, I believe, for them. Then Foam Stars is getting an open beta. I think it's this week. Is the open beta for that, and then I think the full game's coming in the summer. I believe. Of
Huge.
yeah, huge. So I don't know if I will try out the beta or just wait and see what the full game when it comes out and
Get that pre-order in, Pengy.
if it's free to play or you actually have to pay for it or what.
Oh, Square Enix, it's going to be the most diabolical bullshit ever, Chris.
Yeah, that's the thing. It could be free to play, but the Square Enix and because I'm here, the Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis is not great for the microtransactions. I know that's on mobile, but I can see phone stores being the same thing. You want a new hat? It's 10 quid or something. Um, then Ghostbusters: Rise of the Ghost Lord is coming out in October for PSVR 2. I believe it's also coming to the Quest, etc.
VR2 lives, right, boys?
Again, like might as well have not shown it because no one's going to play it on PlayStation.
Then it was Ghost Runner 2, which is getting it. It's got a demo, which is out now. The demo is also on Xbox. If you want to play the demo, you can. Ghost Runner 2, I've only got like its launch date not long ago, and it's like it's October, and it's like okay, why are you bringing the game out in October? There's like 500 games out in October. Seems pretty crazy.
Yeah, but the PC nerds like this thing, don't they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be a fun game, but I'm pretty sure they've both. The first one was on Plus and Game Pass at some point,
could be.
so I think that's the way you play it.
Mm. We got to look at Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora.
Good old Avatar Far Cry.
See, I quite like the look of this. Plus, I've just dipped into Ubisoft Plus. I've got Crew, the Ultimate Edition. I don't
It's
really know what
true,
I've got.
but
I think I've got a Honda Civic or something that's different. Day one, I'm going to be playing Assassin's Creed Mirage Ultimate Edition. Day one on that as well, just from this month's subscription. So I'm looking at this game. Oh, there's like it's coming December. I think there's like hardly no other games like out December for like 15 quid in the subscription. There might be something else I'd want to
yeah.
play or mess around with. I'm looking at for 15 quid. I'll take a punt on it, sort of thing.
But
I get tricked by this game every time because
yeah,
they show it and it looks like really cool and interesting, and then like they show like 2 minutes of like just the world and traversing and all that. Oh, this is cool. And then they show the gameplay, and you're like, oh no, it really is just Far Cry, isn't it? And you're like,
Mm.
oh, they could have done something so much more interesting than just oh, there's guns and it's Far Cry.
Yeah, I think
It's a shame.
the problem with it from a PlayStation State of Play point of view is that Ubisoft Plus isn't on PlayStation.
No.
Ubisoft Plus Classics is. So
Mm.
Avatar is what, a £70 game on PlayStation. It's like you said, it's a reskinned Far Cry. For £15 a month on Ubisoft Plus, I think you can justify it. But like, I don't think there was anything from that trailer, and I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go and drop 70 quid on an Avatar game.
It'd be interesting how well it does sell, seeing like
It's a big
particularly like
franchise in theory, but
yeah
then
the movies. Like
it,
I've heard no one talk about the second
no,
film
but
being the third
it's
biggest grossing film ever. I'm like,
yeah.
okay,
It's also,
so
we live in a Disney Plus Netflix era, right?
mm,
So like, if you're gonna watch, if unless you're one of the ones going to the cinema dressing up like a fucking blue furry, you're watching it on Disney Plus. I just don't think those people are also the people that are pre-ordering £70 games in December.
mm.
You know. But again,
I've
Ubisoft
still never
Plus, I
seen
think
the
so.
films.
They're not very good. I mean,
No, I've only seen the first one.
it's
It's not
just bloody
particularly.
Fern Gully, but with more of a budget. There's a reference for the '90s kids, aren't there?
And what I actually started to show was Baby Steps.
God, this looked terrible. This looked so bad.
Dave was not impressed.
No,
Very odd start the show. Very odd.
it's like it works when it's like a weird cartoon octopus, but when it's like a weird humanoid, yeah, not for me. Bit weird, bit strange.
Mm.
The trailer was quite comical and funny. I do wonder if the game's going to be
Fun
that.
in any way.
Yeah.
It is
It's a
a
streamer
Devolver
game, isn't
public.
it?
Yeah, but it's like the toppest the streamers will play it for a week, get their
Ah,
content,
they
and
get
then they'll get
paid money
paid to
to
do
play
it.
it.
Yeah, right. And then it'd
Yeah,
be funny. It'll be on TikTok, and then like no one else is gonna play it.
We also got a new trailer for Honkai Star Rail, which is coming October exclusively to PlayStation 5. Well, it's on PC as well and mobile,
Are
but console
you
wise.
excited for this, Pengy?
I am excited for this.
Really?
Yeah,
Just
it's
looks so
weird.
generic.
I never got into Genshin Impact because I don't think I had a PlayStation at the time, so totally missed Genshin Impact. But this is obviously a turn-based RPG, and you don't get many turn-based RPGs and that often anymore. Yeah, it does look pretty good. Obviously, it's free to play, but it's got all the gacha stuff. Sort of thing. Like someone in Works played it. I don't think they put that much money into it. I know they put a bit into it on mobile. But yeah, that's good. The problem is, even though it's free to play, it's coming out in the middle of October. So
Yeah, it's a free to play game. Like it's no, like
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
done. Like absolutely not.
yeah, I'm gonna be playing the game I spent 70 quid on, not the free to play game.
Just yeah, I mean it's free to play. It always means there's a catch. They don't just give you good games for nothing. There's a catch. Like you know what I mean. So it's like nah, not for me. It's too anime for me for sure.
Then we got Tales of the Rise returns with Beyond
Yeah,
the Dawn
bit
expansion
of a strange
coming
one that
November.
they've
The game
decided.
came out. The game came out 2 years ago.
Yeah, they've just added a 20-hour expansion in November of all times.
I thought this was a new game at first.
No.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I thought it was Tales of Rise 2. I thought, oh, okay. And no, it's the expansion to the game 2 years later.
Yeah,
I
very
know it sold
strange.
pretty well, but
It's also strange because that game was so tied to Xbox marketing.
yeah.
It's really strange to see an expansion on State of Play.
Yeah. Plus, I always feel like, like I said, the game's so well, but I know this is Bandai Namco or Namco Bandai. I don't know which way they're around anymore. But like playing like Valkyrie Elysium and Forspoken afterwards, like the Square Enix, I know the Square Enix and they didn't sell that well, blah blah blah. Like the trophies and that for the DLC are like no one's got them because people are like, oh, played those games 12 months ago. Like people who played this game 2 years ago. Like how many people actually play the DLC or the
Yeah,
expansion?
they
Because it
have to.
seems really small. It's got to be on Plus or
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Game Pass.
I feel like they should have twinned this with a Plus announcement.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
again,
so you
it's
play the game and then buy the DLC.
yeah, maybe it'll get announced at TGS
Mm.
on Friday. But yeah,
Yeah, because like Scarlet Nexus and that have been, and Code Vein and stuff has been
yeah.
on Game Pass,
Witcher has
right?
been on Game Pass, which was Bandai Namco.
Yeah. We got some new colours for the DualSense and the cover plate, called the Deep Earth Collection.
It's probably the three best colors for the console and the
Mm,
controller. The
mm,
silver looks classic, like classic PlayStation. Really like the look of that. And the deeper red and the deeper blue just look so much better than the weird like baby red, like burgundy red, and like the weird like
the
baby
blue
blue.
looks much, the blue
Um,
looks much better. Yeah,
Obviously,
the
I'm
blue
not.
does look
I
much
don't
better.
own a PlayStation, nor am I going to. But if I was going to, I would get the silver one. So I think the silver ones are
You
really
could
nice.
use Spotty One and use it on a PC.
I I meant the whole package, Pinky. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
We also got coming out, will be this week, would it now, or early next week now, is the Resident Evil 4 Separate Ways DLC, where you play as Ada Wong.
Is that so? That's not VR, but the other one is
That's not
VR.
VR.
Okay,
And also, we got another look at the VR for Resident Evil 4,
okay.
which is coming this winter. So the
I don't
DLC is
know if
out
I
next.
still own Resident Evil 4. So I didn't think they would do DLC for it.
Mm,
I feel like I might have sold my copy, so I might not actually ever play this.
Did
mm.
you ever play the Witness expansion for Seven for Village? Sorry.
No, I still own Village as well because I was like, oh, I definitely want to play that DLC, and I've never played the DLC. But I feel like I've sold 4 remake. So
Fair enough.
So you won't be playing the DLC unless 4 comes to Game Pass or something, and then you can buy the
yeah,
DLC.
yeah,
Um,
that'll do it.
that good. Yeah, and I think there's an update to Mercenaries where you can play as Ada and
I could not care less
Wesker.
about Mercenaries. Christ.
Absolutely.
Does anyone?
Then we had a new look at Helldivers 2, and it is coming February now, not the rumored October, which I feel is a good thing until you look at how busy February is. It's like, you might as well put it out in October, but it's just as busy, sort of thing. But yeah,
The weird gameplay trailer with the weird communication,
hmm
Yeah,
which I felt like was very like 10 years ago, but
could be one of the sleeper hits for PlayStation because Helldivers One was really good, and the direction they've taken to is interesting to me. I'm guessing it's going to be sort of free to play anyway. Um,
mm,
Perhaps, but
don't expect so.
yeah. So if it's not free to play, then I think it's a harder sell. But
yeah,
or if
yeah,
it's not
it
at
needs
least
to be on a
plus,
service or
yeah.
something, doesn't it? Because
But
if it's a full price game, then cool.
the first one was a plus game very early on,
Mm,
so I would imagine they'll do the same. But I think it's one of the better looking games in this showcase.
hmm
Yeah,
Then we had another look at Marvel's Spider-Man 2, which we saw like all the different suits and stuff, and then the next day loads of previews and stuff went up on the about the game as well. People that have got hands on with it, and it is looking good.
Looks
yeah,
like
it does look good. I haven't seen it in the previews, but it does look very good. They showed
looks
the
like DLC to me, boys.
brutal, brutal. They should the fast travel on that. Didn't they? They're quite cool.
It's one
Yeah,
of
they
those
had
where
the
like I think if you've got a PS5, you have to be excited about it.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, I think if you have a PS5, you're excited about it. I don't. For me personally, it's not. It wouldn't be enough to swing me, pun intended, back towards PS5. But it looked fine. The Spider-Man games are good games. I have the platinums for both, so I'm not going to sit here and be like I don't like them because I do. But yeah, they look fine to
yeah,
me.
all the suits look really cool and stuff like. I think
Yeah,
there's 65, and they got color
yeah.
variations
I
and
think
stuff
for the
like
I think
that.
it's very fan servicey in a good way. I
Mm,
just hope that it's not. It doesn't suffer the PlayStation problem of it just being the same as the previous game, which I'm
mm,
sure it won't because again they're such good developers. But yeah,
yeah,
it's fine. Again, I'm on the non PlayStation horse at this point, so it's take my words with a pinch of salt. But yeah, I just think it looks like the rest of them.
yes. And then we finished up the state of play. The state of play, which they said was only going to be like, oh, we're going to look at indies and stuff like that. I was like, so I wasn't expecting Helldivers or Spider Man because they're not indies, they're PlayStation first party games. We finished with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, a new trailer for Rebirth, and we got a date as well of 29th of February 2024.
So it seems foolish to put Helldivers up against that, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I think Helldivers is the start of February though. But, so
But really good trailer. Again, if you're a Final Fantasy VII fan, it's just more questions and fan service, isn't it? But yeah, easily the best trailer of the show. Um, will probably be the best game on PlayStation 5 next year.
Considering this like the only game that's out for
You
next
said
year,
it, not me, buddy. You said it, not me.
apart from Helldivers 2, it mostly wins by default.
Yeah, this is where I need to get the old PlayStation 5 set up and on at some point and
So
play some of these games. So I'm
I'm
caught up.
pretty sure that Final Fantasy VII remake is on Plus with the
I
DLC.
know, I know. I need to get on
With
it,
the
but
Yuffie
it's I'm guessing it's
DLC, with
like
the
a
Yuffie.
50-hour game, and
It's
each time I
50.
feel
It's
is
50 hours, but it doesn't feel like it. Like Final Fantasy, like all jokes aside, Final Fantasy VII remake is an incredibly good game. Like it's
Yes.
arguably the best PlayStation exclusive series at the moment. Like I don't, there's not really anything they make that I think is better than it. Like I think remake is better than God of War One. I haven't played Ragnarok yet, but like I think it's better than God of War personally, and obviously it's better than Last of Us and it's better than Uncharted. I could make an argument for Ratchet and Clank, but yeah, I think it's pretty good. I would recommend it. Put it that way.
Mm, remake is very,
But yes,
really very,
I think
very
Rebirth
good.
looks great. If
And
I
then we've had, and then we had info hours afterwards. Like it's gonna have 100 hours of gameplay if possible, and where it's gonna end and stuff like that. But we shown stuff which is after where it's gonna end. Who knows? Exciting times. Who
Square
knew
Enix
29th
have
February?
got a Square
Who
Enix,
knew? Yeah.
a leap year as well. That's exciting.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was State of Play. I guess we'll do what we just did with Nintendo. What's your scores on the doors, boys, and why? Pengy.
I am also giving this a 2.5 out of 5.
Okay.
Yes. Because I went in this expecting basically everything minus Final Fantasy, Spider-Man, and Helldivers, and if I done that, and then obviously it met my expectations, and Rebirth just looks so good. It's the best thing we saw out of the both shows, so there we go.
I think I'm gonna give it. I think I'm gonna match as well. I'm gonna go for free again. I think it gave me enough, two good reasons to get the PlayStation set up and turned on, get caught up on Spider-Man and Final Fantasy. And they both look very good. So I guess it did its job. It didn't show anything like new that blew me away, but what it did show looked good.
Fair enough. I think for me personally, it's a 2 out of 5. The Final Fantasy trailer was really good. Spider-Man looked fine. Nothing else going on in PlayStation Land unless you are one of the 3 people that have VR2 or you love anime free-to-play games. I just don't think PlayStation have had it. I don't think PlayStation have had anything all year. So I've been quite vocal about that opinion. So, but yeah, Spider-Man will be fun, I'm sure.
Mm.
£70 worth of fun. That is for you to decide. But yeah, and Final Fantasy, it's Final Fantasy 7 that you
You're
can't really.
forgetting Helldivers too. Don't forget Helldivers too.
I mean, it's not this year, and it's like if they charge for it, like you know what I mean. Like it's not. You're gonna play it for 2 weeks, and then you're gonna have to play Final Fantasy and hope that it's better than 16, which it will be because 7 remake is better than 16. So it's like, yeah, like Final Fantasy. If you take Final Fantasy Rebirth out of that direct, and it's like a point 0.5 for me. Like it's nothing. There's nothing in that's gonna make me buy a PlayStation. But
What first party do you reckon they have next year? 'Cause at the moment
there'll
nothing's announced
be
next year, right?
2 or 3 Horizon projects, probably. I think there has to be. I think there has to be a Naughty Dog game of some
I think
kind.
so.
But I think it will
Mm,
probably be Last of Us 2 Director's Cut, and
mm,
then yeah, there'll be Wolverine probably because Insomniac are crazy.
That's the one. I think it'll be Wolverine. Will be this time next year.
But
And you'll
again,
be
I
like,
just
how are you doing that, Insomniac? You
yeah,
put Spider-Man 2 out a year later. Now you're putting Wolverine out, and yeah.
I just don't really like their direction at the moment. PlayStation. I just think it's either this weird like games of service shenanigans they pulled last time, where they announced 6 games that were exactly the same, or it's third-person action game with daddy issues. Like it just is like one or the other. There is like nothing else. Like
Oh, you could love. No, they need to do that. I need to. Wolverine has to be like the film, and you got the girl with you like in Logan.
oh yeah, it'll be like some sort of like standard
Uh,
Wolverine Origins game, but it's
mm,
like yeah, I don't know. It's kind of boring PlayStation right now because obviously they don't have a particularly great service unless you've never played PlayStation. So for Craig, the next 6 months, PS Plus might look like a really good deal for the £140 a year. But then once you've played everything, it's just like, oh, what third-person action game should I play? Because Gran Turismo's had like no support. Like no one, you never hear anything about Gran Turismo 7. And then it's like, what else are they even making? Unless you've got a VR, you don't care. No one cares about VR. So it's like, yeah, where's the Astrobot game? Where's a Sackboy sequel?
that could be next year.
Where's
Astrobot, I
Knack
guess.
3? Like, where's something
Mm,
different? Like, I don't
mm,
know. It's again, it's not even an Xbox versus PlayStation thing because I think Xbox has the other problem where they just seem to make either really big Western RPGs or like middling games. They don't do anything, but apart from Forza, they don't do anything like nailed on every time. But yeah, like PlayStation, I don't know. I just look at the games of service direction and think I don't really see myself wanting to invest in that ecosystem right now personally. Whereas Nintendo will get me every time because they'll just go, haha, Pikachu. And I'll be like, you know what? You're right, Pikachu. I'm in.
mm.
I'm all in.
But not a talking one
Not a
though.
talking
Not
one,
a
that's
talking one.
against unless Danny DeVito were to play the talking one and then I'm back.
Mm, yeah.
But yeah, what about you, Krieger? What's your thoughts on things?
I don't know. I don't know what they're up next year. I think obviously they have the Final Fantasy and the Helldivers. I think it might be a bit soon for Wolverine, maybe, but then something like
It
crazy.
is. It is Insomniac.
Um, so yeah, it's interesting. You imagine they have to announce something before the end of the year, right? Maybe at the Game Awards.
Mm.
Um,
There will be Death
Because I
Stranding
don't.
2 as well. Like
Mm,
that'll probably be one of their pushes, and they'll probably get marketing for Metal Gear Solid. You'd think,
possibly.
but yeah, it's I don't.
I don't think they actually show anything until. I was gonna say you said the Game Awards, which should be after Spider-Man, but I'm
We're,
thinking they may not even show anything until after Final Fantasy. So
no, we're
we
supposed to have
might not see
Silent
anything.
Hill 2, right? As well, that's supposed to be
Mm.
PlayStation
Yeah,
exclusive.
which is exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
So
supposed to have Knights of the Old Republic, but it looks like that project's dead.
that's not happening. That's
You know, they just did their usual trailer for a quick pull, and then they didn't actually put the game out. You know, or it just is crap, like
well,
at Shenmue
because
3.
the spear fell apart, didn't they?
Yeah,
That's the thing. Yeah.
so it's one of those where I'm like, okay, I like again, it'd be more interesting. It's interesting as a sort of bystander to watch you two that have PlayStation 5s to see if it
Mm,
pans out. But I just like even with
mm,
the Avatar stuff, like I said, you're just always going to go, well, Ubisoft Plus is £15. I'll play a bit of Avatar. I'll play Prince of Persia all the way through. I'll play Assassin's Creed. I'll play The Crew, and then
Well,
I'll
that's the
play
thing. Also,
Star
like,
Wars.
I
And
was
you're
gonna
like,
say,
oh,
a month would cover me to a win because I was like 7th December and Dewberry's 18th of January. But if I get it 18th of December, like the month or whatever will cover me Avatar and Prince of Persia. So
yeah, and they'll do deals where you can get like a month for like half price or something at Christmas. Like you know what I mean? Like it's,
mm,
and then you've on top of Game Pass, it seems like a better investment to me. I really do think that model. If you're gonna play a lot of video games, I think that model is just better. If you're gonna play 3 games a year, I don't think it matters. But if you're gonna play a lot of video games, I think PlayStation really needs to come up with something a bit more enticing, personally.
mm. But
But
they don't. They got the best selling console on the market. That's the
right,
thing.
they're gonna put out a £200 remote play thing instead.
Yeah, and Spider-Man 2 would be like the second or third best selling game of the like year. So
Will it? Do you reckon? Do you reckon it's gonna outsell the multiplayer games?
mm,
Do you reckon it'll outsell FIFA and COD?
what? No, I said second. It'd be like FIFA, COD, Hogwarts. It's gonna sell. It'll sell like 20 million or something.
20
Yeah,
million.
because
20 million would be really good for a PlayStation
that's like
exclusive.
because yeah, Spider-Man 1 sold over that.
What's the best-selling PS5 game? Out of curiosity, is it still Demon Souls?
Possibly, I'm not sure what the best selling PS5 game is, but yeah.
Yeah, because that would be my
I'm
question.
basing it on Spider-Man 1 selling like that.
Yeah, I mean,
you know.
but Spider-Man 1, there's isn't there like 100 million PS4s?
Well, maybe not. I don't know how many was at the time, but you get my point. You're saying that you want them to do these new cool things. I would like them also to do new cool things,
Yeah,
but they're not gonna do new cool things when they're gonna have one of the best-selling games of the year and the best-selling console of the year. So Jim Bryan's gonna be sat there and like, why do we need to do
yeah, it's
new
fair.
cool things? Because that's the point I'm trying to like make. Like they go, oh, here's a nude Legend of the Dragoon remake which people want and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, cool, this is a cool remake and something, or knack free, even though it's a bit of a meme sort of thing. But they're not going to do that when the games are selling and the console is selling.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, Pingy.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, for me, up the Nintendo. That's going to be that's the answer.
Mhm. Yes.
Everyone needs to
Go
go
on.
and play F-Zero 99. Stop being cowards.
Yes.
Come at me, Craig. Come at me.
And Craig, I guess, needs to turn on his PS5 make sure it works.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
so his warranty's void now, so
Yeah.
shan't be.
Download that Final Fantasy.
Well, download
Get
Astro's Playroom, get that
Mhm.
done, and then yeah, Final Fantasy wouldn't be a bad place to start. It's pretty different to Starfield.
Mhm.
Pretty confusing. You will have to ask us a lot of questions, I think. But
Yes.
yeah.
And then you're like, so where's the next one gonna end? I'm like, it's gonna end here. They've
Well,
said
go. Here's
that.
this 30-year-old PS1 game if you want to play that and find out.
Mm.
But anyway, that is a conversation for another day. Well, thank you for watching this bumper edition of the Podwall Gamescast. If you got this far, let us know in the comments what game you're most excited about from the two shows, and which game do you think
Yeah.
Pengos is going to waste most money on. We all know the answers, but let's see what you think. But yes, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye.